this, substitute x equal to 1 minus 1 I minus I. These four numbers. After adding four equations means if you write x equal to 1, we'll get 2 power n. Students, is it clear? Audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Minus 1, it is 0. If you write x equal to I cube into 1 plus I power n. If you substitute x equal to minus I cube into 1 minus I power n, which is equal to, right side you have only 4 times C1, C5 like this is it. Remaining times that C0 term or C2, C3, C4, that term sum is 0. Why that sum is 0? What is the reason?
So sum of roots of any equation with of nth roots of unity are 0.
So if you assume 1 omega square are nth roots of unity, then this omega power n minus 1 are nth roots of unity. This power p equal to 0 if p is not multiple of n. If p is not multiple of n, this sum is always 0 by using this property. If p is n, that is
10 నిమిషాల తర్వాత ఓకే
Please switch off the mic. Who is disturbing the class? If p is not multiple of n, that result is 0, and p is multiple of n, that sum is n. So by using this property, if you add C1, C4 like this terms, you will get 4 by using this property. So that sum is giving 4 and remaining result is giving 0. So by using that, we'll solve the question. Here we applied that method. For C0 plus C4 to solve that problem. Here we applied 1 minus 1 I minus I. Even by this method also you can solve. Next result is the trigonometric expansions, that multiple angle formulas. How to prove that multiple angle formulas is, if you take cos theta plus I sin theta power n, we know that result is cos n theta plus I sin theta by this thing. And the other side, expand that binomial theorem. Expand using binomial theorem. Then that cos theta plus I sin theta power n is NC0 into cos power n theta plus NC1 into cos power n minus 1 theta into sin theta plus NC2 into cos power n minus 2 into sin square theta. Like that you will get all the terms. Now if you compare a real part, that cos power n theta formula will come, that is same like NC0 into cos power n theta minus this result, NC2 into cos power n minus 2 theta sin square theta plus NC4 into cos power n minus 4 sin power 4, like that. Now if you observe, if you take cos power n theta common from this, then this cos power n theta is okay. The second term is what? Sin square by cos square will come, that is tan square theta. So if you take that common, cos power n theta common, then it's 1 minus NC2 into tan square theta, NC4 into tan power 4 theta, like that you will get. In general, we'll use this notation as S2, S4, S6 like this. So that's cos power n theta into 1 minus S2 plus S4 minus S6. By using this formula, directly you can write formula for cos n theta. So even cos power 10 theta also simply cos power 10 theta into 1 minus 10 C2 tan square theta plus 10 C4 tan power 4 theta, like that you can write. Here S2 means that SR means NCR tan power R theta. By using same thing, if you compare imaginary part, sin n theta equal to, you are getting second term NC1 into cos power n minus 1 theta into sin theta, only imaginary terms, minus NC3 cos power n minus 3 into sin cube theta, like that you will get. Here also if you take cos power n theta common, then remaining term NC1 tan theta minus NC3 tan cube theta plus NC5 tan power 5 theta, like that you will get. Okay, this you can write it as cos power n theta into S1 minus S3 plus S5 result. Okay, so from both of them, tan n theta is what? Sin n theta by cos n theta. So we can derive our formula S1 minus S3 plus S5 by so on 1 minus S2 plus S4 minus S6. So this result you can write by using that. So this is the proof of tan n theta formula. So by using complex number, in the same way, some trigonometry questions, they are looking like trigonometry, but to compare with the trigonometry formulas, by using complex numbers, usually you can solve. For example, if you see this question, cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma, sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0. Then all these questions, cos square alpha plus cos square plus cos square gamma equal to 3 by 2. A sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma equal to 3 by 2. These problems easily you can solve by using complex numbers. So here, if you see one by one, what the proof of this result says. If you assume x equal to cis alpha, y equal to cis beta, z equal to cis gamma. If you take these three results, voice is reaching?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So x equal to cis alpha, y equal to cis beta, z equal to cis gamma. If you take, what he is giving is x plus y plus z equal to 0 is given. And not only that, x plus y plus z equal to 0, even 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z, we know if x is cis alpha means y is cis minus alpha plus cis minus beta plus cis minus gamma. So even that result is also 0 we will get. So here x plus y plus z you will get 0. Similarly, xy plus yz plus zx is also 0 you will get. So x plus y plus z is 0 and xy plus yz plus zx is also 0. So if you see xy plus yz plus zx is 0 is same like xy means what? Only one term I am writing. It is cis alpha into cis beta. X is cis alpha, y is cis beta. So x into y equal to cis alpha into cis beta is same like cis alpha plus beta. So by using this cis alpha plus beta plus cis beta plus gamma, this term we get plus cis gamma plus alpha equal to 0. So if you equate real part and imaginary parts, you will get cos alpha plus beta plus cos beta plus gamma plus cos gamma plus alpha. Last two results, that fifth and sixth questions, both you will get the result. Next, how to prove first and second result is related to our x square formulas. So here, to take x plus y plus z equal to 0, if we take x plus y plus z equal to 0, then we know x plus y plus z whole square is also 0. Then that x plus y plus z whole square is exactly same like x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy yz zx. And already from this first term, that xy plus yz plus zx is 0. So our x square plus y square plus z square is also 0 you'll get here. So x square plus y square plus z square is 0. So x square means what? Cis alpha whole square, which is same like cis 2 alpha. So you'll get cis 2 alpha plus cis 2 beta plus cis 2 gamma equal to 0. So by comparing real part, cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma equal to 0, that you can say. Similarly, sin 2 alpha plus sin 2 beta plus sin 2 gamma equal to 0. So these two statements you can say by that. Next, as cos 2 alpha is 0, so if you write cos 2 alpha as 2 cos square alpha minus 1, that sigma cos square alpha result is coming 3 by 2. And by using same logic, sigma sin square alpha is also 3 by 2. Okay. And the other result related to, if you observe that other result is related to third and fourth questions. Cos 3 alpha, cos 3 beta, cos 3 gamma. Cos 3 alpha is coming means indirectly cis alpha whole cube if you take that term is coming. Means our formula is related to x cube. So we are using this result. If x plus y plus z equal to 0, if x plus y plus z equal to 0, then we know x cube plus y cube plus z cube equal to 3xyz. X plus y plus z equal to 0, then x cube plus y cube plus z cube equal to 3xyz. By using this, x cube means what? Cis alpha whole cube. Cis alpha whole cube is exactly same like cis 3 alpha. So we'll get cis 3 alpha plus cis 3 beta plus cis 3 gamma equals to 3 times cis alpha into cis beta into cis gamma, which is equal to 3 times cis alpha plus beta plus gamma. So here by comparing real part, cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma equal to 3 times of cos alpha plus beta plus gamma. Similarly, if you compare imaginary part both sides, sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is same like 3 sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. Even this is also coming by using that. So like this trigonometry formulas we can derive by using complex numbers. When x plus y plus z is 0 like that cases. And one more thing is, just now we discussed that multiple angle formulas we discussed. So in that multiple angle formula is coming in terms of exponent or in terms of tan we got. Now here like reverse. If exponents are there, means cos power 4 theta is there, cos power 6 theta is there, how to convert into multiple angles? Yes, this technique is useful for us in integration. So here what to do for that is, this starting this results you have to remember to solve all the questions. Which results is, if you assume x equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, then 1 by x equal to cos theta minus I sin theta. Similarly, x power n is cos n theta plus I sin n theta if you take, then 1 by x power n is cos n theta minus I sin n theta. By using this, how to solve is, if you take cos theta, that result is exactly equal to x plus 1 by x by 2. If you add first two equations, you will get that cos theta equal to x plus 1 by x by 2 and cos n theta equal to x power n plus 1 by x power n by 2. In the same way, if you subtract the equations, sin theta is x minus 1 by x by 2y. Sin theta is x minus 1 by x by 2y. And sin n theta is x power n minus 1 by x power n by 2y. Sin theta is x minus 1 by x by 2y. And sin n theta is x power n minus 1 by x power n by 2y. Is it fine? Students?
Yes, sir.
As I'm getting doubt here, I can't see the screen. I can't see your faces here. So I'm getting doubt. Are you listening or means any technical problem is coming same like the last two classes? Okay. So here example, that cos power 4 theta formula if you want to find. That cos power 4 theta, we have to write it as x plus 1 by x by 2 power 4. And by using binomial expansion, that result is same like 4c0 into x power 4 plus 1 by x power 4. 4c1 into x square plus 1 by x square, like that you will get. So substitute the result. In the same way, for example, cos power 7 theta means x plus 1 by x power 7. So we'll get like this. So here just generalization we write after expanding what happened. Just by observing the previous results, we write the general expansion. The 2n plus 1 CR into cos 2n plus 1 minus 2r theta. like cos powers are decreasing. If you see cos power 10 theta, it's 2 times 10 C0 cos 10 theta plus 10 C1 cos 8 theta, 10 C2 cos 6 theta, 10 C3 cos 4 theta, 10 C4 cos 2 theta plus C5. Same thing here, that cos 4 theta result also. If you observe cos power 7 theta formula, if you observe, that is exactly equal to that 7C0 cos 7 theta plus 7C1 cos 5 theta plus 7C2 cos 3 theta plus 7C3 cos theta by 2 power 6. So like this even terms, if you take 1 2n cn coming extra, because that is coming only one time. Reason is, if you take even power expansion, you have odd number of terms. So in that process, first and last are giving same result, but in middle one extra term is there. So that is 2n cn. If you take odd power, nothing is extra. So exactly matching. In the same way, sine expansion results also. If you take sine power 4 theta expansion, means if you want, okay, even if you don't remember the formula also fine, but just remember this technique. If you want sine power 4 theta, simply take x minus 1 by x by 2i whole power 4. Just expand that, within 1 minute you can directly write the answer. So by using this, not only that, even sine power m theta, cos power n theta problems also you can solve by using that. So here some example like that. Next, nth roots of unity concept. Even this nth roots of unity also we know from De Morgan's theorem application only will get. So if you take x power n equal to 1, then that x is called as nth root of unity. Okay, here how to find that result is, if you take x power n equal to 1, that x power n you can write it as cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi, where k is an integer. And from that, if you send n inside, x equal to cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi by n, because here k can be anything. So you can take k equal to 0 to n minus 1, or any n consecutive integer you can take. For easy calculations, we are choosing 0 to n minus 1 result. So from that, our nth roots of unity are 1, cis 2 pi by n, cis 4 pi by n, so on, cis 2 pi into k minus 1 by n minus 1 by n, not k minus 2 pi into n minus 1 by n you'll get. So these are the nth roots of unity. Now geometrically, how is this nth roots of unity means? All they lies on a unit circle. Already this point. All nth roots of unity lies on a unit circle, and between every two consecutive roots, if you assume this is 1 and this is cis 2 pi by n next root, then gap between them, argument difference is 2 pi by n. So difference of argument between two consecutive roots is always 2 pi by n. So by using this, in general, all these roots we are denoting with 1 omega square, like this, omega power n minus 1, where omega is equal to cis 2 pi by n. Omega equal to cis 2 pi by n. By using this formula, we'll find. By using this, if you see, two roots of unity means the roots are 1 and minus 1. Three roots of unity means 1 omega square. We know that is 1 omega means here cos 120 plus I sin 120 degrees. 120 degree and 120 degree. Or cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. And omega square is exactly same like cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. Same way you can find all fifth roots of unity, sixth roots of unity like this also. So like this, nth roots of unity always lies on a unit circle, and gap between two consecutive roots is 2 pi by n. Like that you can derive all. And here why we are discussing only nth roots of unity is, by using this you can find any other number roots of unity also. For example, if you want to find cube roots of 27. Cube roots of 27, how to solve that thing is, if you take x cube equal to 27, then x equal to 27 power 1 by 3, then that you can write as 3 into 1 power 1 by 3. So from this, 3 omega square are roots. So like this, you can find all roots. Same logic, fourth roots of unity, we know 1 minus 1, I minus I. In the same way, if you want fourth roots of 625, they are 5 into I, 5 into minus 1, 5 into minus I. Like that, you can get all the positive and negative anything in that. Even negative. Example here, cube roots of minus 8 means, we know cube root of minus 8, one of the root is minus 2. So remaining numbers are minus 2 omega, minus 2 omega square. Like that you will get. And properties of this nth roots of unity, these are very, very, very important. What the property says? One thing is, sum of n roots of unity is always equal to 0. So here, like many ways we can do. For example, if you see one method is x power n minus 1, if you take this equation, x power n minus 1 factorization is x minus 1 into x minus omega square, so on, x minus omega power n minus 1. So here if you observe, our x minus omega, this result also you have to remember. This into x power omega power n minus 1. This is also useful for us sometimes. This product is always equal to 1 plus x squared to the power of x power n minus 1, or 1 minus x power n by 1 minus x. This is very important result. Okay. So here if you use sum of roots is exactly same like in that nth degree equation, there is no x power n minus 1 coefficient. So sum is 0. That also you can apply, or simply that sum of n terms in GP if you apply also, our formula is 1 into 1 minus omega power n by 1 minus omega, where omega power n is equal to 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, this result you have to remember. In the same way, product of n roots of unity, is always equal to minus 1 to the power of n minus 1. Is minus 1 to the power of n minus 1. Even by using this also you can derive. So proof is, if you multiply all these things, one idea is product of n roots is that last constant term, by x power n coefficient, that minus is coming or not, it depends on n. We know if n is even, then directly constant term by x power n coefficient. If n is odd, then minus of that. For example, in quadratic equation, c by a, cubic equation minus d by a, how you are getting. In the same way, here product of n roots is minus 1 power n into constant term by x power n coefficient. That is giving minus 1 power n minus 1. That is one idea. Or one more idea is directly if you multiply 1 into omega power 2 into so on, omega power n minus 1 is giving omega to the power of n into n minus 1 by 2. We know omega means is 2 pi by n to the power of n into n minus 1 by 2 is giving, when you are sending n into n minus 1 by 2 inside, that is giving cis n minus 1 into pi. As cis n minus 1 into pi means cos n minus 1 pi plus I sin n minus 1 pi, and sin is giving 0, so only cos n minus 1 pi is remaining, which is equal to minus 1 power n minus 1. Okay, this result. And just now we discussed that x minus omega square, so on, x minus omega power n minus 1 is always equal to 1 plus x squared, this property. So which type of questions you will get based on this is like this: 2 minus omega into 2 minus omega square means if you write x equal to 2 minus omega into 2 minus omega square into 2 minus omega power n minus 1. So this type of questions we will get by using the above expansion only. So if you write x equal to 2, 1 plus 2, so on, 2 power n minus 1. By using GP formula, you will get that sum is 2 power n minus 1. Okay. In the same way, if you write x equal to -1 in that, 1 plus omega into 1 plus omega square into that result is based on n is even or odd, you will get either 0 or 1. Next, this type of questions also important. That 1 by 2 minus omega plus 1 by 2 minus omega square. This result, how to find is, just remember this logic. Here, if you take x minus omega square, so on, x minus omega power n minus 1. We know that result is exactly same like x power n minus 1 by x minus 1 or 1 plus x square, so on, x power n minus 1. If you take log both sides, here, remember, answer is coming same here. Actually, log is not defined for negative numbers, that we know. Okay, but you'll get same answer only. That's why you are remembering this method. So if you apply log both sides, log x minus omega square, so on, x minus omega power n minus 1 equal to log x power n minus 1 by x minus 1. Because this result is true for any numbers, so we are doing like this. So if you apply log A, log B formula, log x minus omega plus log x minus omega square, so on, log x minus omega power n minus 1 equal to log x power n minus 1 by log x minus 1 will come. That is minus variate, log A by B as log A minus log B. Now differentiate this with respect to x. So always 1 by x minus omega plus 1 by x minus omega square, so on, 1 by x minus omega power n minus 1 equal to, if you apply the derivative for right side result also, what you will get? N into x power n minus 1 by x power n minus 1 minus 1 by x minus 1. Okay, so in the question I asked 2, so directly write x equal to 2 here. If you write x equal to 2, this result is what you are getting, n into 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n minus 1 minus half. Minus, okay, 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 1. So by writing x equal to 2, we'll get this result. And even this question also, if you see 1 by 1 minus omega, 1 by 1 minus omega square, so on, 1 by 1 minus omega power n minus 1. How to get this result is, if you see left side part, if you see left side part, if you write x equal to 1, you will get. And right side part, what you have to take is, if you write x equal to 1, it is infinite minus infinite is coming. So simply take limit x goes to 1, n into x power n minus 1 by x power n minus 1 minus 1 by x minus 1. Okay, now here just take LCM. Just take LCM like x power n minus 1 into x minus 1. And the remaining result is what? N into x power n minus n into x power n minus 1 minus x power n plus 1. Write like this and apply L'Hospital rule here. After applying L'Hospital rule 2 times, you will get the result. Because here also x minus 1 will come, here also x minus 1 will come. So after applying L'Hospital rule 2 times, you will get the result. So you can apply that method. Or you can apply one more thing also. What is the one more result is, here when you are applying log only, instead of log x power n minus 1 by x minus 1, you starting only take that result is log 1 plus x square, so on x power n minus 1. So here if you apply L'Hospital rule, denominator 1 plus x square, so on x power n minus 1. Numerator you will get 1 plus 2x plus 3x square, so on n minus 1 into x power n minus 2. Now write x equal to 1 here. So numerator is n minus 1 into n by 2. And denominator is coming like n. So you'll get n minus 1 by 2 as answer. So if you see that 1 by 1 minus omega, 1 by 1 minus omega square, that result is coming like n minus 1 by 2. So you can apply limit method, or one more idea is instead of writing like this, write like this, in starting only in log. So when you are applying derivative, you will get like this. Next here, 1 minute, just I'm checking that formula is written or not. Here. One more formula is just now what we discussed, this 1 power p omega power p. That result also we have to cover in nth roots of unity. This result equal to 0 or n based on p is not multiple of n 0, p is multiple of n 0, n. Okay, just you can apply this. If p is multiple of n, what happen? Then every term is 1 1 1, you will get n. If p is multiple of n, then every term is like 1 1 1 you will get. Then you will get n. If p is not multiple of n, our result is 1 minus omega power p whole power n by 1 minus omega, which is equal to 1 minus omega power n power p by 1 minus omega, which is same like 1 minus 1 by 1 minus omega. You get 0. We will apply this method. A by 1 minus r. Okay, r is omega power p. A into 1 minus r power n by 1 minus r. So in that formula, denominator omega power p. Results related to cube root of unity you have to remember. That results are 1 plus omega square is 0 and omega cube equal to 1. We know that. And omega square is exactly equal to omega bar only. So one is conjugate of other. Okay. Next other things are what? This a plus b into a plus b omega into a plus b omega square. If you see this result, j cube plus b cube. And in the same way, a minus b omega square equal to a cube minus b cube. And very important point is this. Our previous IIT question is based on this point only. A plus b omega plus c omega square conjugate is a plus b omega square plus c omega. If you remember what they asked in this question is, if a, b, c are the distinct integers, what is the least value of mod a plus b omega plus c omega square? That question he asked. So based on this, a plus b omega plus c omega square whole square is mod z square is same like z bar. If you apply that, you'll get a minus b square plus b minus c square plus c minus a square by 2. So a plus b omega plus c omega square, that mod square equal to, you'll get this result. This is the question. A, B, C are three distinct integers, then find the least value of this. So by using this property, you can. Similarly, factorization of a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. That factorization is a plus b plus c into a plus b omega plus c omega square into a plus b omega square plus c omega. Like that, many ways you can write. Here I write a plus something. Even if you want, you can write b plus something also. Means b plus a omega plus c omega square and b plus a omega square plus c omega. Like this also you can write. Depending on questions, choose the formula. Okay. That is the different result based on this. And here, one more important point is that sum of n roots of unity, when you are remembering that point only, that sigma, we know nth roots of unity when we are writing, sigma I equal to sigma k equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n equal to 0. Sum of n roots of unity is this. So here if you observe, by this what you are getting is separately sigma k equal to 0 to n minus 1, this part is 0 and sin 2k pi by n sum is also 0. Like by using this many trigonometry problems you can solve. Means that cos 2 pi by n, cos 4 pi by n, like this so on, cos 2 into n minus 1 pi by n, result is always minus 1 and sin result is giving 0. So if they are asking any question like this also, where k value is from 0 to n minus 1, denominator n is there. Means simply some question like sigma k equal to 0 to 99 or 1 to 99, anything they can ask. But question is like cos 2k pi by 100 something is there. Means that question is related to nth roots of unity. Here n minus 1 is there, here 100 is there, like this. So that problems you can solve by using nth roots of unity, like this steps. Okay. Next, geometry results related to this. We know that section formula result, argument result, that already we know. And if two numbers Z1, Z2 are, see, if you rotate with 90 degrees, what happens? Z is changing like IZ with same magnitude. By rotation formula, we'll use this. Means if W is a complex number, if this ray, if you rotate 90 degrees here, then that new position is what? IW. If you rotate with 45 degrees, simply what is the result is W into e power I pi by 4. So if you rotate with same magnitude, simply W if you take, if you rotate with angle theta, then the new complex number is W into e power I theta. That we have to remember. That result only we write here. Okay, that already we discussed that Z2 minus Z0 by Z1 minus Z0. If they have same magnitude, that is equal to e power I theta. If same magnitude, then no need to write this mod Z1 minus Z2 that way. If they have different magnitude, you have to write that. So in starting when we discuss rotation, we discuss this point. And section formula result, if Z1, Z2 are 2 points, then any point which divides in m:n ratio is mz2 plus nz1 by m plus n. This result. From this midpoint formula is Z1 plus Z2 by 2 will come. Next, collinearity condition. For collinearity, you will get different conditions. One result is in terms of mod we can write. Just if they give 3 points, how to check their collinear or not is find the distance between them, mod Z1 minus Z2, mod Z2 minus Z3, mod Z1 minus Z3. If largest distance equal to sum of other two distances, largest distance equal to sum of other two distances, then they are collinear. This is one thing. And one more result is if you take like Z1, Z2, Z3, if they are collinear, then argument of Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1. For example, if you take like this, exactly what I choose that means if Z2, Z3 are the same side, then argument is equal to 0 will come. If Z1 is in middle and Z3, Z2 are other side, then argument is coming like pi. So argument of Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is depending on direction, either pi or 0 or minus pi. We take principal argument. Okay. Anything depending on direction, 0, pi, minus pi, like that you will get. Okay, principal argument case, minus pi is not included, only pi is included. Yeah. So like this angles you will get. So argument is 0 or pi. Argument is 0 or pi means that number is a real number. So Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is real number. If Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is real number, then always they are collinear. This is one condition. So in multi-answer, all these are useful for us. So either in terms of modulus, mod of largest distance magnitude equal to sum of other two distances. In terms of argument, its argument of Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is 0 or pi. Or one more thing is Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is real number. My voice is reaching?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Or Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is real number. If this is real number, one more form. Imaginary part is 0 also you can say. We know imaginary part is 0 means what? Like Z equal to Z bar. So if you observe, for collinearity, we write almost 5 conditions. In terms of mod, in terms of argument is second, that real number is third, imaginary part is 0 is fourth. That is exactly equal to Z3 minus Z1. Please mute your mic where sound is coming. Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 equal to Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 bar. Or one more idea, we know area of triangle is 0. So Z1, Z1 bar 1, Z2, Z2 bar 1, Z3, Z3 bar 1. That magnitude is equal to 0. Yesterday we discussed that represents area of triangle. 1 by 4 into that represent area of triangle if you take magnitude. So if that result is 0 also, they are collinear points. So this many methods are there to check they are collinear or not. Next result, that in center, ortho center, circumcenter formulas. As usual, same thing. Centroid is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3. In center is AZ1 plus BZ2 plus CZ3 by A plus B plus C. Ortho center formula in terms of tan. Circumcenter formula in terms of sin 2A. Okay. And other result is related to equilateral. All geometry results I'm explaining here. Other result is related to equilateral triangle. So if Z1, Z2, Z3 are vertices of equilateral triangle, already we discussed this condition. We can write that condition in 3 ways. One is Z1 square, Z2 square, Z3 square sum is equal to Z1, Z2 plus Z2, Z3 plus Z3, Z1. Or that 1 by Z1 minus Z2 result. That sum of 1 by Z1 minus Z2 plus 1 by Z2 minus Z3 plus Z3 minus Z1. That 1 by Z3 minus Z1 is 0. Or the det is 0 condition. 1 Z1 Z2, 1 Z2 Z3, 1 Z3 Z1 is 0. Here like one property related to centroid is, we know like normal calculation only, that Z4, ZG if you take centroid, that is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3. Like if you take square both sides, you are getting 3Z4 square equal to Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. Actually 9Z square you have to get, but right side 2Z1 Z2 Z2 Z3 Z3 Z1 we are replacing with Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. So it is giving finally 1 3 is cancelled. So you are getting same result only. The 3ZG square equal to Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. Next, similarly, other thing, if Z1, Z2, Z3 are vertices of triangle, right angle triangle. Here Z2 I am assuming right angle. Then how many ways you can write these conditions? So one is in terms of mod Z1 minus Z3 square equal to mod Z1 square minus Z2 square plus mod Z2 square minus Z3 square. One more thing in terms of argument of Z1 minus Z2 by Z3 minus Z2 is plus or minus pi by 2 because we don't know what is Z1, what is Z3 here. It may be changed. That's why here plus or minus we are writing. So argument is plus or minus pi by 2 means no doubt it lies on imaginary axis, that complex number. So that is exactly same like Z1 minus Z2 by Z3 minus Z2 is purely imaginary or real part is 0. Both are same. Argument is pi by 2 means real part is 0. So real part of Z1 minus Z2 by Z3 minus Z2 is 0. Once again, real part is 0 means that Z plus Z bar is 0 condition. So by using this, you'll get Z1 minus Z2 by Z3 minus Z2 plus Z1 minus Z2 whole bar by Z3 minus Z2 whole bar equal to 0. This is the right angle triangle condition. Similarly, area of triangle formula, already we discussed that part. Okay, these are the triangle results. Similarly, quadrilaterals, if you see, quadrilateral case conditions, if it is trapezium, no doubt two sides are parallel. So if you take Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, if you take here AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD is exactly same like argument of Z1 minus Z2 equal to argument of Z4 minus Z3. Or Z1 minus Z2 by Z4 minus Z3 is real. Or imaginary part is 0. Or that Z equal to Z bar condition. So all these things you can use. So if it is trapezium, that parallel condition we are writing in this many ways. Opposites are parallel. We are writing in terms of argument is 0. Argument is 0 means if you send that side, that argument is 0 means argument of Z1 equal to Z2. We are writing as argument of Z1 by Z2 equal to 0 means Z1 by Z2 is real number. That we are using. Is real means imaginary part is 0. So Z equal to Z bar. Next, ABCD parallelogram means just midpoints are same for opposite side. That midpoint of AC equal to midpoint of BD. That is enough. That you can take. Next, because instead of writing that many parallel condition, best method is Z1 plus Z3 equal to Z2 plus Z4. Next, for rectangle, it must be a parallelogram and one angle is 90 degrees you can take. So Z1 plus Z3 equal to Z2 plus Z4 is one thing. And here two ways. One thing is this argument of Z1 minus Z4 by Z3 minus Z4 is plus or minus pi by 2. This result. Or one more idea is diagonal lengths are equal. That we are writing here. It's not printed. So Z1 minus Z3 equal to Z2 minus Z4. Diagonal lengths are equal. When that also you can take. Next, if ABCD rhombus, adjacent sides are equal. Okay, and diagonals are perpendicular. That condition also you can write. Because two ways. Parallelogram and adjacent sides are equal. That is first condition. Z1 plus Z3 equal to Z2 plus Z4. And mod Z1 minus Z2 equal to mod Z1 minus Z4. That is giving adjacent sides are equal condition. Or one more thing is diagonals are perpendicular. It's parallelogram and diagonals perpendicular if you take. Diagonal Z1 minus Z3 is giving one diagonal. Z2 minus Z4 is giving one more diagonal. So angle between them is 90 degrees. So argument of Z1 minus Z3 by Z2 minus Z4 equal to plus or minus pi by 2. And if you take square condition means rhombus and rectangle together we will take. Take rhombus and rectangle together conditions, then you will get square. This is the theory of triangles and quadrilaterals. Okay. So we will stop here because time is not sufficient to discuss next things. Because next we have to discuss in this line is there. That line equation, like different forms are there. Okay, if lines are parallel, what is the condition? Lines are perpendicular, what is the condition? And circle is there. So in next class, I'll complete this part because at least half an hour time is required to discuss this line and circle concepts, all these things. So tomorrow we'll discuss that results. And what is our next topic? Okay, here someone is asking xy plus yz plus zx equal to 0. How to prove that thing is in that problem? Okay, because the charting option is not visible for me when I'm explaining. So in that problem, what we take is x equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha means 1 by x is cos alpha minus I sin alpha in that problem. So by adding 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z, you will get 0. Because cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma 0 in that question. And sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma is also 0 in that problem. So by taking LCM, we got it. Okay. Any other doubts in today's theory?
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, like when you told that the sine power 4 theta, sine power 5 theta, we could write by using that x minus 1 by x by 2, no, sir?
Yes.
Sir, if we take odd powers of sine, so like sine power 5 theta or something like that, we'll get...
I will come.
Yes, sir. So how can you use that in integration, sir?
In that case, what happened? Both sides, no. Both sides I will come. When you are simplifying that, both sides I will come, it will cancel.
Okay, sir.
I am observing only one side, but two sides I is there. So that two sides I will be cancelled.
Okay, sir. Yes.
And tomorrow, one more thing, students. Tomorrow, maybe in first half an hour, this complex number will be over. After that, which topic can I start? I'm thinking binomial theorem maybe not required, I'm thinking. Because all only calculations are there. Nothing is there to explain separately. What shall we do? Shall we complete calculus tomorrow or PNC probability will go for that. Because remaining topics, I'm saying, what are the remaining topics to our is in algebra, binomial theorem is remaining. In algebra, binomial theorem is remaining. Quadratic equation is remaining. Progressions is remaining. And PNC probability is remaining. Because I'm thinking quadratic equation, progression, these things, because just only like theory wise less only, how to solve different problems only in that. What shall we do? Shall I discuss quadratic equations or not?
No need, sir. Quadratic.
Quadratic no need. Quadratic binomial? I thought I will say I thought binomial, quadratic and progression not required, I thought. But if you want, I will explain, not a problem.
Sir, we want to discuss calculus.
Sure. After PC probability, we will go for that.
Okay.
Because why I didn't discuss separately, only reason, Samarth, is already many people, I think you also, already completed the assignments. Mainly this theory is required for this topics, I thought.
Yes, sir, but so many doubts are there in that, sir. Those
Which topic?
assignments. In integration assignment, there are so many questions, sir, like 300 questions in each worksheet.
I didn't clarify your doubts in that.
No, sir, I didn't post. I thought when we will teach the topic, that time I'll get doubts.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now after PC probability, we'll go for that topics.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow, what shall we do? Which topic will go?
PNC.
This Thursday exam syllabus, I think once again I'm saying complex number. I think already you got that message. Sir, send the message to you. Complex
Yes, sir.
number, quadratic equations and binomial theorem. Otherwise, tomorrow I will do one thing. I will show the notes of binomial theorem. If you have any doubts, I will clarify that doubt. Okay, quadratic equations and that both notes I will explain. If you have any doubts, I will clarify that. Yes. Today in half an hour itself, we will complete both topics. Okay, students?
Yes.
Leave that.